Hello YouTubes! Alright, hobby introduction videos. Video 1, take number 3. This video will have actually been taken after the second and third videos, so sure it's different. First video, pipes versus cigars. I do smoke both pipes and cigars, but I find that I've smoked pipes more regularly. Because pipes, for me, are just easier to deal with. They don't require as much attention to keep them operating correctly. The tobacco is easier to store, and it comes in many more varieties, it seems, than cigars do. Cigars are a very nice thing to have, but to me they're just too strong. They smell too strong to the people around me. And they're really more for a special occasion, like after a big Thanksgiving dinner or something. And a pipe is just something I can use pretty much every day. That being said, I do have quite a few pipes, but not that many. I have basically one for each different kind of tobacco, or at least each kind as I see it. And I don't have any cigars in stock right now because they're just too difficult to store. But when I do get a cigar, I store them in one of these little Tupperware container. And I usually only store them for maybe a few weeks at the most. And it seems to do just fine. And my tobacconist seems to be pretty good about keeping it at around 68-70% humidity. So they're pretty much good from the store. In the ways of pipes, I have several, two of which I'm not going to be showing. One's a bent bulldog that my grandpa used the heck out of. I love it, but I can't use it because it's so worn out. The other one is just a straight little billiard briar that is, the draw is just too tight. I can't smoke it. When I go to draw on it like this, it whistles because the little metal bit that's inside the stem is restricting the airflow too much, so I just can't use it. Alright, on to the ones I do use. First off are the pipes that my grandfather gave me. You will note that many of my videos are the stuff that he gave me because he has just so many interesting things in his extensive collection of just things. He doesn't collect any one specific thing. He just has a lot of stuff. First off, the pipe I use most often, this one. It's a straight billiard briar made by Wall Street. And clarify, the pipes that my grandpa gave me are all 50s to 70s-ish. Just to give you a little bit of a background bit. Alright, this one seems to be the best size. It seems to be the best bowl shape, and the amount of insulation between the tobacco and my hand is the best. Because basically, if you're lighting something on fire in your hand, you want to keep the fire as far away from you as possible. Alright, next. A Turk Select Levat briar. This one I use for mainly aromatics. But it does seem that it smokes a little hot because it's a little bit on the light side, even for how big it is. So I don't think it's really all that good quality, but it looks pretty. It works just fine. And then there's this one. Last one I'll show that my grandpa got me a little bent apple made by King's Cross. There's not really much to say about this one. It's just a basic little pipe. I smoke pretty much anything I want in it because the bowl is so small that it doesn't really seem to have much of an effect if I smoke one thing or another in it. And it doesn't last very long, so it doesn't really have time to influence the tobacco that's in there versus the old that was. Now, on to the things that I have bought. I've only bought 2 pipes myself. First of which was this bent Missouri Meerschaum corn cob. And it does have a filter in it, but I took the filter out at some point because in order to clean it. And I smoke pretty much anything in this, but for each and every kind of tobacco I smoke in it, I put a different filter in. So there's no cross-contamination there. And last but not least, a bent apple briar. This one is strictly English tobaccos. Nothing else goes in this. And it has a perfect draw. The bowl to me seems to be a little bit on the small side because I can't even fit a finger inside of that. I can fit my pinky in there, but that's about it. This is a no-name, just something that came out of the cheapsy bin. I think $20. And that'll about do it for pipes versus cigars. Next video will be tobacco. What do I have in stock? Alright, see you in the next video.